Hi everyone. Welcome to the 2022 edition of all of my Buzz Lightyears, or the full-scale Buzz Lightyears for that matter. So before I had about 19, and now I have 34, which is insane to think about. Clearly it's gotten quite a few more rows compared to last year. It's more of a sea of Buzz Lightyears than last year, which is very strange to see and really awesome. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'll start here like I did with the other ones. So first up is the 2018, 2019, or 2017, 2018 Disney Store Buzz. Um, he I don't have good batteries in him at the moment, but he does have a weird pink face, or like a more pinkish face, yeah. Lighter colors on the wings. His wings don't actually function correctly. Obviously, this one is kind of weird. Um, but yeah, it's just the standard Disney Store Buzz. Next up, we have the D23 2015 Buzz, I think. This Buzz no longer works at all. He just straight up is just broken. But he's essentially the same as the other one, except he has a super duper pale face, which is quite odd. And he's just silver for the matter, and also the wings are a bit messed up. So yeah, he's clearly quite a broken Buzz, but he is pretty cool. Next up, we have Disney Store Buzz. Or not Disney. This is another one of the kind of Disney Store Buzz, but this is the Toy Story, or the Disney Collection Buzz that they sell at JCPenney. So he essentially has about half the lines of the other Disney Store Buzz, and his face mold is not the greatest. It's the Spanish mode Buzz, but turned downwards to look downwards, which gives him a super limited range of movement.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
This one does function though. I have good batteries in him at the moment. But yeah, pretty average all around. This is just kind of getting all the Disney Store Buzzes out of the way. Next up, we have 2016 Buzz. This is probably one of the best ones in the lot so far. He functions correctly all the way. Clearly, the
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
voice modules work. Laser works. Karate chop action works. Helmet works. Yeah, just a pretty cool Buzz in general, though. Standard as all the other ones are. Where's the next one? Yeah, here he is. I'll just get all of the Disney Store ones out of the way. This is the newest one, at the one that they sell currently. This is the interactive Toy Story 4 Buzz, released in 2019, with a much nicer, painted face.
Scanning perimeter.
He has like 11 phrases compared to the 30 that the 2016 one has, which is probably the best one of the lot. Laser, and of course he is interactive. He does have the power switch on also. But again, pretty obviously the same as the other ones, just with the added interactive mode. And finally, for the Disney Store ones, in the very back, this is the Toy Story and Beyond Disney Store Buzz. This was released back in the early 2000s, obviously. Probably the oldest Disney Store Buzz I have to date at the moment. Yeah, pretty interesting Buzz, just all around. Has no wing button. The button for the wings is actually on the back here, like so. Also, his face is really skinny, which is strange. His feet are nice and big, but he does have a laser, which is the standard one. Voice, obviously. The arms are stuck in this position, which I think is kind of weird because I don't know, the stance that he's in permanently is kind of awkward. But yeah, that is all of the Disney Store Buzzes that I have, I believe at least. Okay, so moving on from those, I'm just going to start going in order of just all of these in general. First off, we have the 25th anniversary Buzz. This is obviously part of the new line that has very limited range of movement. In the arms, they can only rotate up and down. The hands, obviously. Voice, and wings, which mine no longer work, unfortunately. Kind of screwed up by accident. No laser, of course, and the legs don't actually, they're just stationary. The waist does move, though.
It's playtime, my friend. Are you ready for adventure?
So yeah, just obviously pretty generic, although the wings do work. Although the wings, there is wings, mine just don't work, unfortunately. And then moving on, just kind of through the more boring ones of these Thinkway buzzes. We have the original one from 2018. This is the version that the Toy Story 4 one is now based off of, but this has the generic phrases and not the Toy Story 4 related ones. So pretty interesting. No wings, obviously. Very limited range of movement. Again, same kind of articulation as the other one. Just very not a great buzz in general. Just to be honest. And then we have the drop-down buzz, the interactive drop-down buzz. I'm not going to demonstrate him. Again, released in 2019, part of the generic line, although, or the generic line as I call it because he has limited movement. Although I guess the legs do make sense considering he is supposed to, the whole play feature is he has a voice mode thing, you can talk to him, and he falls over like that, which is pretty cool. Laser doesn't work, obviously, there is no laser, no wrist communicator, although he has wings. There is no button, you just kind of pull him out like so. Yeah. But I have already done a review on him, so shameless plug here. I'm gonna put probably the playlist of my Toy Story reviews in the description if you want to see me actually talk about him and go through the phrases and whatever and all the other ones. You can just look there. And then next up we have probably the worst one out of my entire monstrous collection here, which is the Karate Chop Action Buzz. This is actually the 2018 version. I incorrectly called him the 2019 version, aka the Toy Story 4 one, which has a different head mold. So this is just the generic one again. All he does is he has a spring-loaded arm thing. There is no buttons, there's no wings, obviously. The same kind of limited range of movement, even though there is even little, because this is part of the actual play feature and not really the articulation. No helmet or whatever, just a really bad buzz in general. And then the one that is somewhat similar to the other one, this is the Chop Action Buzz, the original one released in 2009. He is definitely a bit better, definitely still the same kind of limited, he doesn't really talk or whatever, he doesn't have the wings, obviously, but he's probably definitely much better in the sense of the actual playability of him. For instance, his arm is actually rotatable or whatever, just has the same kind of articulation as the other ones. This arm is essentially just the same as most of the 2010 Thinkway buzzes. The legs do not bend and the feet don't move, but the legs themselves actually work, or they can bend, which compared to the other one is much better. The waist turns, although mine's a bit stiff. But the best play feature is the fact that the actual Karate Chop action button does function correctly. You push it down, and not only does his arm move, you can see I'm pushing it in the back, kind of hard to... Not only does his arm move, but his head actually turns, which is just kind of, it's unnecessary, but it's a pretty cool little feature that they added. So yeah, that's interesting. Then we have Power Blaster Buzz, which is one that I did possibly the only one. No, there is one other one. But one of the only ones I have the helmet mod on. He had a blue helmet, like a transparent blue before. But he is really cool. So he has he has a detachable shield and a power blaster. The power blaster itself, actually you can plug in to him, and the thing lights up, which is really cool. He talks, wings, and then the shield is pretty cool, and then you can actually take him on the back here. It's pretty beat up, but you can actually store it on the back with just like there's little pegs on the back, and you can essentially just pop them into that thing there, which is pretty cool. Moving. Okay, so next up we have this Buzz. This is a 1996 original-ish Buzz. This is second edition model or whatever. This is my more beat up of the two that I have. Wings don't work. They don't. I actually removed the spring from them straight up since it didn't even work. This is a Lightyear sticker I actually placed on, although I need to add more yellow to it since it started fading.
I am Buzz Lightyear.
He has too deep of a voice, which is interesting. His head doesn't turn because I actually Gorilla Glued it on. Laser works with a little bit of force. But yeah, other than that, he is just a standard Buzz, just missing the helmet and whatever. Next up, we have Thinkway's Blast Off Buzz. This is one of the Toy Story 3 ones, obviously. This is the closest to a standard Toy Story 3 Buzz that I own in my collection. Why I say closest thing to is because the back actually, it isn't just a standard Buzz in the sense that the back here
Do you copy?
does actually light up, which is pretty cool.
All right, time to blast off for adventure.
But other than that, he is pretty cool, and he's also quite loud. Yeah, you can see the little LEDs in there. Laser, everything. Just a standard Buzz with that added little extra instance of the light up on the back, which is pretty interesting. Okay, next up, whoa, we have, I think, Power Up Buzz, or, he is essentially just a light up one. Again, another one of the Toy Story 3 standard Buzz Lightyears. However, this one does have the light up feature on him, which is pretty cool. Other than that, he is really just the standard edition model. So there isn't really much else to talk about with him other than just the obvious articulation or whatever. Right here we have the Toy Story 4 Buzz. This is, again, just essentially the exact same as the 2018 Buzz I just showed off, just with a different head mold and different phrases. And the phrases are not, they're interesting. They're definitely not really standard Buzz phrases, but I don't know, kind of obvious. But again, pretty below average Buzz, to be honest, compared to the Toy Story 3, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 1 Buzzes that have been released in the past. Here we have a Hasbro Buzz. This is the 2001 Deluxe Electronic Talking one. The wings, he's supposed to have wings, however mine do not actually have the wings on them. Just pop his back on. But he is quite yellowed on mine. Laser, phrases, everything obviously works, other than the wings. And he's missing the sticker there, obviously, and there's a little bit of green paint left over, which is quite strange. But other than that, yeah, pretty cool Buzz, to be honest. I just wish I had the wings, and the wings are actually pretty freaking hard to find now. Here we have one of many of the Interstellar Buzz Lightyears that I have. There are 3 that I own in my collection. This is the white one, missing the helmet, obviously. It does function correctly. He does light up, though.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
Again, I've done a review on all of these if you want to see that. Laser, but yeah, he works. All of the wings are kind of, I accidentally stripped the wire on the back, and of course, I didn't realize that this is a, $100 Buzz Lightyear until years later, after I'd done it, and now I feel terrible for doing that. Okay, so, we're down to not that, quite a bit still. It's just kind of, have more space now. Next up, we have the Space Rescue Buzz Lightyear. This is probably one of the rarest in my collection. He's about 130 bucks. Does work.
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
Nice and lit up. He's got a bunch of chrome on him. Laser works. Wings deploy correctly. So yeah, that's a pretty good buzz in general. Just wait for the laser to stop. And then we have the blue Interstellar Buzz, which is, compared to the name of the white or the clear one that I have, is much different in the sense that obviously he's blue, but
Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
he's a lot more limited in the sense that he only has about 6 or 7 phrases, and the wings, obviously open. But other than that, he is essentially just a standard Buzz Lightyear from the early 2000s, late 90s or whatever, just with the added, light up and the transparent blue torso piece, which is kind of cool. And then we have the purple version of the Interstellar Buzz, which I just showed off. Not really much else to talk about with this one other than the fact that he is purple. Wow, big difference. The head is a bit more tan, though, which I don't know why. But he does have all the same phrases, the same wings, same laser, everything. It's just the same Buzz with the purple transparent instead of the blue. Next up is my second 1996 Buzz. This one is obviously in much better condition, with a lot of the paint still intact and nice, and stickers are nice intact. The helmet is actually on, and the helmet's actually pretty clear, to be honest. There isn't many scratches on it. The phrases work. However, he does have a higher pitch tone than normal, so I have one that has a deeper pitch and one that has a high pitch. No correct pitch. The laser also works. However, the wings do the same thing where they don't actually deploy. It's broken, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But other than that, he is pretty cool and in pretty good condition. Oh, boy. Here we have the Toy Story Collection Buzz. This is obviously the rare, $300 Buzz. However, I've had him since, I don't know, I've had him for 10 years now, and obviously he has been played with quite a bit. Unfortunately, as he is, definitely the rarest Buzz in here, does still function for the most part. Where's the power button? There it is.
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
The only thing is the actual wrist communicator. Actually, this entire arm bit itself here actually was ripped off at one point completely by accident, obviously, as I said a couple times. And so I had to glue it back on, which meant that the wires actually were snapped or whatever, which is kind of unfortunate as the wrist communicator does not work anymore. But other than that, he does, function normally.
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
But yeah. Next up we have Rescue Gear Buzz. Pretty cool Buzz. This is a Mattel one from, I believe, 1999 or 2001. Has a couple phrases. Only 4, though.
Man your battle station, cadet. My trusty utility belt will help us save the day. To infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
Pretty nice in general. He has this belt thing, which I'm not sure what it does. Wings open. He is,
Man your battle station, cadet.
in general, just a nice, metallic green all over him. He does have camo on his front bit there, though, which is strange. Yeah, pretty cool Rescue Gear Buzz, I think. In the same vein as the previous, we have Techno Gear Buzz. This is another one of the Mattel ones released in 1999. I believe he's based off of the original Ultra Buzz look, but he has phrases,
I'm awake from hypersleep and ready for action.
laser wings, which
I'm
are
awake from hypersleep and ready for action.
these are
Prepare for battle, Space Ranger. It's Emperor Zurg.
so these wings are actually, they're not in the deployed function at all yet. That's what they look like deployed, so there's obviously not much of a gain on it, which is quite strange, but he is a very cool Buzz, to be honest. Here we have Stars and Stripes Buzz Lightyear. This is a one decked out, obviously, as the American flag kind of deco going on. He has a red hood, just a red, white, and blue color scheme in general. The wings do have stars on them, which is quite cool. I'm not supposed to. I had to move on from that Buzz as he started playing copyrighted sounds. One of the voice phrases he has plays some of the Toy Story 2 music, which I don't want to have in my video because I don't want copyright claimed. So, next up we have Battle Command Buzz. This is more or less essentially a re-release of the Battle, or the Techno Gear Buzz from 1999, this one. So it does have the same phrases and the same color scheme in general.
Space Ranger. It's Emperor Zurg.
However, now he has a standard Buzz Lightyear getup here. This is just the standard, obvious, like body shape or whatever. Wings, standard wings. Not that much detailing, to be honest. Not really much painting, like paint or whatever, to be seen. The laser is actually just a sticker, which is one of the only instances I've actually seen something like that. But yeah, quite a simple Buzz. Next up, we actually have two here. These are the flight control Buzz Lightyears. I have one without a helmet, or one that has half of a helmet, and one that actually has the full helmet. But yeah, these are like motion controlled Buzz Lightyears. They have like a gyro sensor in them. They have like they speak phrases. They have like, they can tell when they're off the ground or not. They're really cool Buzz Lightyears. They're pretty advanced for their time, at least. However, one of the issues with this Buzz that I had is that the helmet itself actually has a couple phrases, and in a specific area, it actually soft locks the Buzz in a sense that it, like, there's a phrase that's like, check visor, and you have to flip down the visor, and because there's obviously no visor, you can't really do anything about that, and it locks it until you flip the visor down, so he breaks himself. But this one, obviously, is fully functioning. He has the helmet, which means that he does work as intended, although the helmet is a bit strange sometimes. But
I am Buzz Lightyear.
the helmet is the head is intentionally loose in order for it to, it actually has like a weight on it, so it can detect when it's moving up or down, which is really cool. And then the head can also turn depending on which direction you have him in the air. So obviously these are obviously really awesome Buzz Lightyears, especially for Mattel in 1999. These are really cool. Then we have the Collector's Classic Buzz. This is the final of the 12-inch ones that I have in here for you today, in my collection at least. So he is a very generic, standard Mattel Buzz. This is a 2001 model.
Off to the Gamma Quadrant. Take cover.
He has about 4 phrases, 1 laser. Again, very generic color scheme, although for some reason the wings are actually green, which is quite strange, but I actually find this Buzz pretty interesting just on the pastelish color scheme he has and the simplicity of like the wings and such. I just find him quite odd and interesting in that matter. Here we have 2 different You command Buzz Lightyears. I originally had one, and then I got two. So I have one in of each. Like I have one here and one there in the original video. But with these, I have two now. So these are remote controlled robotic Buzz Lightyears. However, this was the one I originally owned. His arm did not work and it made a really loud clicking sound. I also discovered his head actually didn't turn, which is a concern. So I went online and I bought a new one. This one is fully functioning. He has a really cool buzz, just
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
in general.
I
So
sense something.
he moves around and he also has a remote, which if you have the remote, you can make him like walk around or like I guess drive around. There's wheels on the bottom of him here, and just kind of move around in that matter. The arms, arms themselves at the, I guess the elbow joint are rotatable, just the standard attire. However, the legs obviously are in this strange squatting position, which is permanent. You can't actually move these around. Obviously, with the feet, also you can tell that they're actually just placed in there. And this is actually where the batteries go. But yeah, 14-inch Buzz Lightyears instead of the standard 12-inch. Really cool. Also happen to be quite rare since they only were released at Toys R Us, I think. And finally, we have, not the U-Command Buzz, the ultimate programmable Buzz Lightyears. These are probably the most advanced Buzz Lightyears that have ever been made. I do have two. One did not move his waist or whatever. It's this one. The other, again, I bought on eBay. However, his head didn't actually move on this one, although the waist and everything else did. So I actually went in, tore these guys apart and completely swapped out their heads. So this Buzz, actually, this head was on that Buzz, and that Buzz, his head was on that Buzz. So this one is essentially all he can do is move his arms.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Do you read me?
Other than that, he can't move at all. But yeah, here's this Buzz. So you can just see him fully functioning. Let's try mute mode.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Do you read me? Why don't they answer?
So the other one didn't do that as he was broken. But they're really cool in general. They're interactive, so you can say different phrases to him, and he will speak back. He is programmable. You can push and hold this button, and actually move his arms around, and it'll program a sequence of motions that he can do. Again, these also have a remote, and you can make him walk around and talk and move around and stuff, and voice phrases. 2 modes of play. No wings, obviously, because this guy is just so jam-packed full of electronics and stuff that the wings literally would not have ever had a space that it could function in. But otherwise, yeah, a really cool Buzz. Just so freaking cool. So here they all are, up on the shelf. They look really nice. It's just so crazy to look at now. So many. You can see there's some down there even. It's just honestly ridiculous to think that I went from 19 in the original video to now 34. It's nuts. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I don't really care if you do or don't.
And I'll see you all later.